What is happening, guys? Welcome back to another video on the channel. Second video for a long time anyway. So today we're going to be reviewing what I think is going to be how the Rugby World Cup 2023 is going to finish and who we think is going to win. But yeah, let's just dive straight into it because this might be a lengthy one compared to the rest of our videos. So let's get into it, guys. So as you can see here is the current pools for the Rugby World Cup, guys. So Pool A, New Zealand, Italy, France, Namibia, Uruguay. Pool B, Romania, Scotland, Tonga, Ireland, South Africa. Pool C, Portugal, Fiji, Australia, Georgia, Wales. Pool D, Chile, Argentina, Japan, England, Samoa. So great amount of teams, 20 teams, all divided through four pools. So let's go ahead and look at Pool A to begin with. So as you can see, Pool A, again, I've already read the names out, so it's going to be an interesting pool because obviously we have three teams there that are capable of finishing first or second, that being New Zealand, Italy and France. I think Namibia versus Uruguay is going to be a very interesting game, but I do obviously expect Uruguay to be victorious, but Namibia are obviously up and coming. They develop almost every year. I just don't think they're going to make that much of an impact, unfortunately, for this tournament. So the final stages, I think, are going to be this one here. So I think Pool A, as you can see, France will top the group, I personally think. Obviously, that is that opening game between France and New Zealand. But I personally think, as of right now, after watching the Six Nations and New Zealand's current performances, this has obviously been recorded April 2023. So if you're watching this whilst the World Cup's on, I mean, don't give me that much hate because there's a lot of months to go before it actually starts when this is recorded. But yeah, France obviously victorious as number one. I think the opening game, France versus New Zealand, I personally think France is going to win that game. Obviously with the home crowd advantage as well, it's going to be all on them. The only thing that might happen obviously is because New Zealand have what I feel is a lot more experience in terms of winning the big games when it comes to World Cups. For example, New Zealand already have more World Cups than France because France don't have any. But yeah, I do think France will win and top the group, and I think New Zealand obviously easily second. Italy, I think, will make a few upsets, maybe scoring a couple of tries against those two teams, but I can't see them finishing second. So yeah, France and New Zealand go through. So let's have a look at Pool B now, guys. So Pool B, we've got Romania, Scotland, Tonga, Ireland, South Africa. So this is going to be another very interesting group because obviously South Africa, Ireland and Scotland all capable of finishing top or second. Tonga, Romania is going to be an interesting one, but I have a feeling Tonga will obviously top out of those two games. Well, out of that game, sorry, they will win it. So yeah, let's look at my final stages, what I think is going to happen. So as you can see, Ireland, well, I've got down as of right now because of the Six Nations, I've got Ireland to win it. Just because obviously they're number one in the world right now, and you just can't really see them losing to anybody at the moment. They've beaten all the big teams. They've won the Six Nations, and they're on such a good roll. I can't see them losing, and I just see them finishing top. I know I have a lot of South Africans that are probably going to hate me for saying that, but I just think that's what's going to happen. South Africa, I think, will easily finish second, although I do think it's going to be a tough game between them and Scotland as well. Scotland will obviously be targeting this group and hoping to finish second, but I just think it's a bit of too much of a task for them, and that's why I've got South Africa as second. Like I said, Tonga, Romania is going to be an interesting game, but Tonga should easily win that one. So let's go on to Pool C. Pool C, obviously my country, Wales, as you can see in the background of my my Wales scarf and shirt and stuff, and I don't know if you can tell with my accent. So Pool C, obviously Portugal, Fiji, Australia, Georgia and Wales. Again, a very interesting group. Portugal haven't been in the World Cup since I think 2007. Fiji always capable of beating anybody on the day. Georgia, up-and-coming nation as well in terms of beating Wales back in 2022, and obviously winning the Rugby Europe Championship as well. I think it's a lot of years in a row they've been winning it for, so I don't know the amount on my top of my head, but I know it's a long time they've been winning it. And obviously Australia and Wales on a bit of a downer at the moment. Wales, I feel, as a Welsh fan, I might be a bit biased, but I do feel we are developing slowly compared to years prior to when Wayne Pivac was in charge. So who knows? But obviously you're going to have to stick to your gut and have Australia and Wales finishing the top of the group. I do, like I said, at the end of the day, Fiji and Georgia as well, all capable of making upsets. I did originally think Portugal would make an upset against Georgia as well, so they're all going to be very interesting games. I think if you're Portugal or Georgia, you will be happy if you finish third. And Fiji obviously will be looking to finish second. But obviously, with Australia at the moment being better than Wales, I've got Australia to be top and Wales to finish second, just in terms of rankings and the performances of each team. Again, trying not to be biased. I mean, if I was being biased, I would love to put Wales at the top, but I got to be realistic. So yeah, let's move on to Pool D. Pool D is Chile, Argentina, Japan, England, and Samoa. Another very interesting group because again, we've got Argentina, Japan, and England all capable of topping it or finishing second. Samoa, Chile is going to be an interesting game. I do think Chile is going to, or Chile, however you want to say it, I do think they are going to cause an upset. Again, whether they'll win a game or not, I'm not too sure, but I do think they are going to surprise some people, score quite a few couple of tries, and yeah, I mean, they've got all to play for. It's their first ever World Cup, and rightly so because they looked brilliant against America. So it will be great to watch them, and yeah, I just think they're going to go all guns blazing, and I think they will score a couple of tries against these teams. So yeah, let's finish the Pool D off. I've got England at the top just because at the moment they're currently the best team out of all those teams. And it was very tough to decide whether Argentina or Japan will finish second. But obviously because Argentina is better than Japan on paper, I've got Argentina to finish second. But at the end of the day, those top three teams that you see there, it's all to play for in that pool. So this is just mathematically which team is better at the moment in terms of rankings, like I said, and performances and stuff. But it's anybody's game. So the final stages of these pools then, as you can see here, I've got France and New Zealand first and second in Pool A. Pool B is Ireland and South Africa. Again, all of these teams you can see here that have finished in second. You could even argue the ones that are in third in these pools. It is anybody's game. I mean, Italy, if they perform well, and obviously considering their performance in the Six Nations, they have it all to play for, and they could cause an upset. I doubt it, but they could. Scotland the same, could easily cause an upset between Ireland and South Africa. Pool C, Fiji is very capable of causing upsets, and so is Georgia. And Pool D, Japan, very capable of causing an upset. Samoa, unfortunately, I feel are lacking at the moment, so I don't really see them causing any upsets to any of the teams. But who knows? I mean, it's the Rugby World Cup at the end of the day. We've seen in the past Fiji losing to Uruguay, Chile qualifying, beating America and Canada. I mean, it's anybody's game. It's one of the joys of the Rugby World Cup. So, anyway, going by these results, let's have a look what happens to the quarterfinals. So as you can see, quarterfinal 1 will be Australia versus Argentina. There's going to be some amazing games here, guys. Quarterfinal 2, Ireland versus New Zealand. Quarterfinal 3, England versus Wales. What a game. Quarterfinal 4, France versus South Africa. So, quarterfinal 1, my gut wants to say I would love to see Argentina win, don't get me wrong, but obviously you're going to have to pick Australia because they are the better team. Quarterfinal 2, Ireland versus New Zealand is going to be such an amazing game to see. Obviously Ireland have beaten New Zealand quite a few times over the last couple of years, and obviously vice versa with New Zealand. So it's going to be such a watch, and as you can imagine, it was so difficult to pick who's going to win these games. England v Wales, massive rivalry there. Obviously a Welshman myself, as you know. So yeah, I think I'm going to have to be biased when I pick the winner for this one, as you can imagine. France, South Africa, another huge game. France being the home nation, South Africa being the current Rugby World Cup holders. So you can imagine looking at these right now, it was really, really tough to predict who's going to win. So this is my personal opinion. Please don't hate me. I've tried my best, and it's hard to pick an outcome, but this is what I've got. So as you can see, I have got Australia versus Argentina, Australia to win. Ireland versus New Zealand, Ireland to win. Again, with Ireland versus New Zealand, I just generally thought Ireland have been are the informed team at the moment. They're the ones to beat. They've beaten New Zealand recently, and I just can see them beating New Zealand. I mean, the only thing going wrong for them is they don't tend to perform too well when it comes to Rugby World Cups, but I think this might be their year. Quarterfinal 3, England v Wales. I had to be biased and pick Wales just because I do feel we are on the up, slightly over England. England are a bit on the down at the moment with their performances from the Six Nations. So I just think Wales may edge it. I think it would be very, very close though, and it's really hard to say, especially considering we're, 5 months out. France v South Africa, again, I think it'll be very, very close, but I want to say France. They'll have the home crowd behind them, and again, they are one of the teams to beat right now as well. So, yeah, semi-finals then. We will have Australia versus Ireland, as you can see. It's going to be so tough to call these ones, but you do feel if Ireland beat New Zealand, you do feel they should be able to beat Australia. Semi-final 2, France v Wales. I just don't see anybody beating France, especially on this path as well. So my outcomes, as you can see here, guys, final will be France versus Ireland, and the bronze final will be Wales versus Australia. So the bronze final, again, these are so hard, man. This is like one of the toughest jobs to predict. You just don't know what the outcomes are going to be, but bronze final, usually what happens is Wales underperforms when it comes to that. I mean, most teams don't really want to play it just because of the fact that you just missed out on the final. It's a gut-wrenching and hard game to play, just knowing that. So I do think Australia will edge it, as they always do. And the final, France v Ireland, I really don't know. I mean, I would want to say France. Again, the home crowd behind them. You would love to see it, especially, well, it's like the Rugby World Cup 2011, seeing New Zealand win that at home. I mean, it's always something special about watching that happen. But on the other hand, Ireland, I mean, like I said, they're the #1 team at the moment. They've won the Six Nations, so it will be a very interesting final. Again, seeing the quarterfinals alone, all the teams that made it in the quarterfinals, according to my predictions, it is anybody's game. I mean, you could argue, let's say Australia beat Argentina, right, and New Zealand win. That would be Australia v New Zealand semi-final. You'd probably pick New Zealand, and then it would probably be either New Zealand-South Africa final or New Zealand-France final. I mean, that's still an amazing game and hard to predict. So, yeah, I'm not actually going to predict a winner between France versus Ireland. I want you guys to comment down below who you think is going to win it. I'm really intrigued to know because, like I said, these games are so hard to call, and the group stages and the quarterfinals. There's going to be some amazing games here, and there's going to be some really interesting upsets from teams such as Uruguay, Chile. Romania is another one to watch as well, and Georgia, I think, are working on some amazing stuff, and I do think they will surprise teams as well. So, yeah, without further ado, guys, that is basically going to be my predictions. So let's go back to full screen. And yeah, I do hope you enjoyed today's video. It's been a very fun one to do. I love the fact that I've got a little bit of time to myself. These are recorded at night, as you can imagine. These are actually, guys, my pajamas. So I am not ashamed to say that. But yeah, that's just basically when I can fit in sometimes to make videos. But yeah, I'm really enjoying being back, making these videos for you guys. So hopefully if you did enjoy, please go ahead and subscribe down below. Like the, click the like button. Comment, let me know what you think is going to happen, who's going to win the World Cup, and going on what I put on my video today. Please let me know who you think would win that game between France and Ireland. And yeah, it's been amazing to be back, guys. Hope you enjoyed today's video. Like I said, smash subscribe, like, comment, and I will see you in another video. Peace out, guys.